You're so chill. Bam, we're live. Jared Howell, CrossFit Crash Crucible, Crash Crescendo coming up next. Team competition out there in
South Carolina.
Thank you. Tyler Watkins of the Heat One app, and John Young, senior analyst for all things CrossFit sport. Also, you can get strong like John. Look him up on JY Barbell. Caleb on the back end. Guys, we got the announcement. Immediate first thoughts, John Young. Oh, wait. This show is brought to you by Born Primitive. Now, listen. How lucky am I that these are my favorite shoes, and these guys put up the loot to get Dallin, Colton, and Taylor Self. Jason Hopper out to do the Taylor versus the world. Look at that toe box. Yeah, crazy luckies, right?
Those are slick.
Yeah, they're beautiful. I personally wear the black ones, but you will not be disappointed if you like the Nano 2s, if you like the Nano 4s, if you like the Victos. You will be even more happy with these, or equally as happy. They are for only for these shows. BP Open 20. Use the code and get I think it's 20% off. And then of course, the ever present and always supportive CAPeptides.com. Use code word Sevan, SEVAN, and good things will happen to you. And then Hiller's got videos that can show you how you can dabble with the peptides. Everyone's doing it. Okay, John. First impression, 24.1.
I think it's accessible to everybody, and it's a lung burner, and it's exactly what Dave said it was. I'm very happy it's not 7 minutes of just burpees or any version of that. I like it. I think for the elite athletes, it's just literally who can burn the house down the most. And then for everybody else, it's just straight cardio. I don't think it's enough snatches to where like strength issues will come into play. I think everybody will be able to do it.
For those of you who don't know, it ends up being 90 burpees and 90 snatches, 50 pounds for the boys, 35 pounds for the girls. You have to stick with one arm until you're done and then switch arms for the next set. 21, 15, 9. Mr. Howell, your thoughts hearing the workout?
I wouldn't say I was shocked, but I was a little surprised. Not so much in the movements, because I think they're very much in line with what Dave said. You could pull someone in first day at the gym. You could probably get them doing a light dumbbell snatch to their ability, and anyone can fall down and get up. So to that point, I think he was spot on. I'm a little bit disappointed in the teaser that it's going to be a format unique to the Open. I think maybe just the rep scheme unique to the Open, doing 21 4 times and 15 4 times and 9 4 times. But no, I mean, I wasn't surprised at all. Like as far as the movement combinations, classic CrossFit, yeah, checked all the boxes.
But JR, the mushroom.
He actually did a really good job diagramming that explanation. I thought that was good.
He did a great job of incorporating the mushroom. I still have no idea what it means. Mr. Watkins, first impressions of the workout, 24.1, as they say at Get With The Programming, our yearly physical checkup.
It was funny because when he said the 21, 15, 9, the original part, I was like, we're going to do this for 3 rounds. So I knew he's going to add to it as he went. I did some stuff tonight at the gym. I basically
so proud.
He does. Yeah. He looks great. Hey, he looks like a straight carnal right there. He looks straight out of Watsonville. Wow.
I sort of pre-fatigued myself and I did the round of 15s. It's going to be really hard. I think people are going to go out too fast and get slapped in the face like you usually should during any open workout. I'm wondering about in context with the rest of the workouts. There's no hero moment in this workout besides were you able to go as hard as you could. And
what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that hero moment?
The most notable one is I cleaned my 1 rep, or I got a new one rep, or I got a ring muscle up.
Were you expecting that for the first workout? Has that ever been a first workout like that, other than the one that started with ring muscle ups? It's always just boring grind time.
Last year wasn't, but it was also a repeat.
I'm waiting. I'm holding my breath. I like it. It's not bad.
I also took it for a little test spin. I did not do a round of 15. I did a round of 6. I did just when I say a round, I just did 6 burpees back and forth, and I did just 6 one-arm snatches, and I was very tired. John, on a 1 to 10, what would you give it?
For an open workout or for like
Yeah.
the first open workout?
Both, the whole thing.
I'd give it a 6.
Wow. J.R. Howell.
So because I think, especially with a 3-week open, you need to have, like, I would say you need to have something skilled, something on the heavier side, and something that's just icky. If this is the icky, it's a 7 or 8 out of 10.
I just feel like there always has to be a differentiator when there's 3 workouts, and amongst the elites, there is no differentiator. They can all just.
It's the open.
Well, it's going to it's. I understand what John's saying. He's saying that there's just going to be huge bottlenecks at the top, but at the tip of the spear, to say something is a huge bottleneck is just like saying, okay, you're in the 99th percentile. So because you're 5'8" instead of 5'10", you're going to be able to go 4 seconds faster. Like, that's just kind of the name of the game.
So John, what
he's saying is there's not a lot of separation at the top.
And
So John,
I hate workouts when you win because of your height.
You're giving it a D, but what you're saying, and I'll put a solution there. You're saying that you would have liked to have seen the time cap be 10 minutes, and anyone who made it in the time cap gets a 3-minute rest and has to do it again, and then it's a time cap of 6 minutes. You'd like to see like things that really separate the group.
I think I'd like to see that, the same frame of workout, but a 10-minute AMRAP, and you just start over.
Or this is a really subtle thing, but I think John would agree, is that you do the exact same workout, but you go backwards. So you end with the 4 sets of 21.
And then it's just with the same time cap, with the same time cap.
Yeah, because the time cap's irrelevant for
that makes the last
anyway,
21 burpees devastating.
It lets the last 42 burpees really mean a little bit more, and it probably digs a little bit more into people's capacity. But
yeah, and I don't think.
I mean, now we're just nitpicking.
We're not nitpicking.
It's a great.
John gave it a D, and you gave it a C. What do you give it?
You said
Tyler?
numbers. If we're going letter scale, I would say B-. Okay. If we're going 1 through 10, I say 6.
A B-.
I would date a 6. I'd go out on a date with a
6. Me too. But let's not talk about how pathetic we are. I'd go out with a drunk 6. You could have given it a 7 point. You could have given it a 8.1. You gave it a 6.
Yeah.
Tyler, what do you give it?
When I think about this, there's nothing shiny. There's nothing shiny about it. I mean, like, I kind of left the gym thinking this is almost a training piece, more so than a test piece.
I think this is a very in line with what Dave said about, it's not going to be about how creative it is. It's going to be about the intensity that you can put in, that this person can put in, that person can put in. And I think that it's very much along the lines of something like leaving Elizabeth elevated 135 and 95. Cool. That's a light squat clean. Awesome. Show me how light it is and go touch and go. It's the same mindset. I know the 50-pound dumbbell is really light for you guys. Show me how light it is and pull it to the floor every single time for 90 reps. It's going to be more, it's going to hurt more than people probably give it credit for. And I guarantee you, if you're someone who's going to be coaching athletes through this, this is the way I'm going to help describe it to people. How fast do you think you can do 100 burpees for time? There's 90 burpees in this workout. How fast do you think you can do it? Do you think you can do 20 a minute? Most people are going to say, yeah, I think I can do that, even though they can't. Sure, I can do 20 a minute. Okay. So right now you're already at 4 to 5 minutes. Now pretty much double that, because a snatch when you're tired is going to take about 2 seconds. Now you're already at 8 minutes. Do you really think 7 minutes is a good goal for you? And that's how I would approach it, trying to talk people through it, because those guys make it look so much easier than it is.
Yeah, I have to gather myself when I jump over a 50-pound dumbbell. Like they were going back. I can't do that. I have to like gather myself and be like, okay, here we go. High jump.
And I'm not hating on like how hard the workout is. I think the workout's going to be really hard to do, and it's really just how hard do you want to make it, right? It's you make it as hard as you want it to be. But
that's the catch, isn't it?
No, I get that. But I'm saying like I just like a separator. like somewhere in it, whether in it, if it's something that everybody can do, it's, you know, the barrier to entry is so low, then I want it to be long enough where the elites can still separate themselves a little bit, right?
When I think
That's
about
all
this
I'm saying.
Tyler, you
workout,
got to give us a number still.
when 7.8, we
Okay,
will,
and I'm giving it a 10. I absolutely love
So
it.
you think it's on par with 16.2 and 17.3? Like those are my two favorite open workouts of all time, and I don't think it's nowhere close to those.
I don't know. I don't know what those are. Just
Or
by
14.4 even. 14.4 is a beautiful open
I don't
workout.
know. I don't know that either.
Yeah, but John, if it's your favorite workout, you give it a 10 out of a 10. If it's your favorite workout, you give it.
it's
a 10
his favorite
You think
workout.
this is
what
Sevan's
JR's
favorite
saying.
workout?
No, I don't know. See, I don't. No, I'm no. I don't like that at all.
I would
It's
give it.
too
I would
busy.
give
I
it a
think that-
solid B or a B plus.
There you
Yeah,
go. I'm at a B minus. We're not far off.
All right, and I'm at like, hey, it's perfect. Workout one. I can go like Tyler was saying. I can go as hard as I possibly can. A 50-pound dumbbell is heavy for me, but theoretically, fresh. I can do all those sets unbroken, theoretically fresh. Now let's see what happens to me. Now I'm a 51-year-old man. How old are you, JR?
I'll be 39 in a couple weeks.
And how old are you, Tyler?
32.
And how old are you, John?
29.
29. And you have aspiring games goals.
Potentially. Yeah.
Interesting. Put
Eventually.
all in context. Fergie show. John Young does not do burpees. He pushes the world down. Yeah, we all know that. Thank
That's
you,
beautiful.
though, Fergie, for
And there's a little bit of subtle,
reminding
like trickle down from last year's quarterfinals. So everyone remembers the dumbbell workout for the crossovers, but what some people might not remember is that was a mandatory one arm and then lunge and then the other arm and then lunge.
Mhm.
And so we still see a little bit of that trickle down. A lot of people are going to be like, okay, cool. Yeah, I do all my snatches on one arm, then I use the other. If you never do that ever, especially if you're just the average gym goer, that is going to most likely create a different stimulus with the grip and probably with your low back, just from all the twisting over and over again with one side, more than you give it credit for when you get to alternate arms on the dumbbell snatch. Way easier to breathe doing that than keeping it one arm the whole time.
Kiro Slays, is this guy sponsored by steroids?
Who?
All three of us, four of us.
No, I'm sponsored by your mom, buddy, and we all know it. Quit playing coy. You know that. Kiro Slays. Sevi Slays, your mom, Kiro. We get the workout. First workout. Everyone goes. Any surprises there in the finish and what we saw in the performances between Gazan, Raptis, the champ Jeffrey Adler, and the great Brent Fikowski?
John, you go first.
I love that Jeff stepped up for all of his burpees, and like he shows people that you can have an elite time doing that step up instead of just hop, step, jump, hop, step, jump. I think so many people are going to burpee that way that have no business burping that way. Like JR put it in great
What's
context.
the distinction? You lost me. What's the distinction? Stepping up as opposed to jumping up the way we.
Essentially, it's just less energy and easier to breathe.
The Kristen Clever step up. I think
Chase Ingram likes to take credit for the step up.
He does. Okay.
Bar facing burpee. So I'll give him credit just because
I won't step up.
I like to give Josh the credit in 14.5 for making it like clear that that's the way you go really, really fast. Chase may have done it earlier though.
And I think I remember Kristen Clever doing it early. That's what you're saying. You're saying step up in the burpee as opposed to jump up the way we saw the guy behind Bryson do it.
I think for 99% of the population, that's how you need to burpee over the dumbbell, is with the step up. And obviously, people aren't going to go at the same speeds as Jeff went, but to show that you can have an elite time with that shows that it does not have to be jump, hop, jump, hop.
For those of you who aren't following the distinction, would be watching Fikowski do it versus the way Adler's doing it. Man, Adler does it smooth.
Yeah, Jeff does it very fast, and he also does an amazing job staying low to the floor. So he never stands up all the way. And that's something that a lot of people that want to just make their burpees faster, whether they're bar facing or lateral, you need to stay bent over. Keep your arms close to the floor. It gets you back down to the floor faster versus standing tall and breathing. Just think about it. That's just another body weight deadlift over and over and over again when you already have to do 90 dumbbell snatches.
And honestly, Bryson does a great job of it too. He's just less fit than Jeff, but I thought the way he burpeed was very, very efficient.
What was his time, John? I didn't get to watch him earlier.
8:41, I think. And he came out too hot. Like he came out way too hot in the 21s and then kind of blew up. But like he fought through that blow up pretty good.
Anyone notice 24.1 is 18? What's 18 point up times 2? Is he talking about 18.1?
There's got to be a typo because 18 times 2 is 36.
Yeah, but I think he's
No,
talking
I
about
think
the
he-
workout 18.1. Was 18.1 burpees and snatches?
No,
No.
18 point was a 20-minute AMRAP of rowing, hang, dumbbell clean and jerks, and toes to bar.
Okay.
And
Fair enough.
18.2 was front squats. I don't even think there was like a dumbbell snatch workout because 18.3 was the 800 double unders. 18.4 was a whole bunch of deadlifts, and 18.5 was chest to bar and thrusters. So this person is not talking right.
So you liked Adler's performance. What did you think about the other 3, John?
I mean, they did the workout unbroken and fast. There's not really much to take away from. Maybe you
And
guys
that's
took
why
away
it's
more.
a 7.8. That's why it's a 7.8. Is because there's no there's no romanticism in this event.
This is something I was really impressed with. Is that if you would have just given me this workout and told me across the board, do you think the females or the males go faster? I would have said the females because not just because of range of motion, but just the 35 is typically just easier, whether it's double or single, but more so because of the range of motion. I don't really see that many burpees as any kind of separation for upper body pressing stamina at all. What was really cool is that you saw first Jeff, second Alexis, third Brent, fourth Alex. So
Well,
they kind of alternating. What I thought was equally as impressive as Brent's time. So Brent was about 30 seconds, a little less than 25 seconds slower than Jeff. He is at least 4 to 5 inches taller. This is a
short man's workout. This is a short man's workout.
Well, I would say it's a fit man's workout, but when you're that fit, sure. Is it going to take more time for you to go down to the floor with the dumbbell and bring it all the way overhead? Let's just say Brent's reach is 6 inches longer than Jeff's. He can take a wide stance if he wants, just like if he wants to squat and try to shorten the range of motion. It's just not something he's going to be able to overcome against someone like Jeff, but he was still within like 25 seconds.
Let me give you an example when I say short man's workout. If Mal O'Brien were doing this, we would say she was going to win it, and we all believe Colton's going to win it. It's a little strong person's workout. Little strong fit person's workout.
Yeah.
Like Taylor said, or someone said, hey, Tyler would absolutely obliterate. Sorry, not Tyler. Taylor would absolutely obliterate Hopper in this if they were going. Like everyone would just choose Taylor if he was going against Hopper. I mean, Hopper, that's a big slab of meat to do all those burpees.
Yeah, and Jason's super improved at burpees. I'm actually really looking forward to watching him do it tomorrow.
Don't get defensive.
But in general, yes.
That's about as defensive as JR can get people.
If you feel like people are pretty equal in fitness, you're definitely going to look at the one with the shorter limb length for sure.
What was that 18.0 thing?
I think there. I thought it was 20.0 because I thought it was part of maybe it was 18. You remember Tia did that? They did dumbbell snatch. They did this exact workout, but it was just 21:59. It was a preview before the open.
Yeah. So I think this is what he's talking about, and this is something that I actually sent to Chase on the side. But the year that they did the thing at home, I want to say it was during COVID, but there was like a 10-minute AMRAP, and then you had some of the at-home versions of all the movements. One of the things they did, I think, was a dumbbell ground to overhead where they mandatory did like right arm, left arm, and they also did lateral burpees. And I think that's what Extra Sloppy's talking about.
By the way, you can go to the Heat One app now, and you can click the leaderboard button, and you can see points are registered in real time, and you can see all the people who picked Raptis and Adler. They're all crammed up there at the top with 175 points. And then a bunch of us ding-dongs are down here at the bottom. 70 points, 105 points. I wonder if anyone just got it totally wrong.
Yes, there were some.
There were some that just got 0. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And oh, wow, a lot of zeros. Okay.
A lot of zeros.
So don't forget to put in, go to the Heat One app and make sure you pick your choices for next week. Easy to do. You can win $1,000. It's so easy to play to win that $1,000. Tyler, any surprises there by the finishes?
No, like I'm just gonna parrot what JR said. Like I watched Brent and I took note of the difference between him and Jeff, and I was really, really impressed, especially because it's like this open isn't super important, and that he still was happy to put on a show and try to go chase for it. I thought that was really cool of him. Alexis and Alex, they went about exactly how I thought it would go for them. They both did great. I picked Alexis to win this, and she's fast. So
tomorrow at 5 p.m. you will see Dallin Pepper. He won the CrossFit Games as a teenager. He's the fittest man in America. You will see Taylor Self go against him on this channel at 5 p.m. Taylor Self versus the World. Week 1 is against Dallin Pepper. Don't forget to tune in. Thank you to Born Primitive and CA Peptides. The Chandler Smith, not fooling around at all. There it is. Yep, hit notify. It's in 23 hours. Going to be a great show. 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Chandler Smith, not even fooling around at all, hitting this with a 5:49. First, John Young, thoughts on that performance. And by the way, the video is crazy. His physique is nuts. I can't believe how long his arms are.
Well, I mean, you don't get much more wheelhouse than this, unless it was, I think, a 70-pound dumbbell would have been more wheelhouse for him. But fast hinging and fast burpees, that's Chandler Smith to a T. Like I think this will be his best open finish. Like in the workouts that we're given. I just don't. This is wheelhouse all day for him.
And those that don't think that the dumbbell snatch time per repetition under fatigue is pretty comparable with the burpee, go back and watch the clock as he's doing his snatches. This is late in the workout. It is on a metronome almost of 1 every 2 seconds. Watch him do the burpees. It's very, very close. So yes, early on, the snatch is going to be cycled faster than the burpee pace, but it really is a pretty well-balanced workout because of the mandatory requirement to stay on one arm.
Don't forget, when the clock starts, your back has to be to the dumbbell. And when you're doing the snatches, both heads of the dumbbell do need to touch the ground. Tyler, what do you think the fastest time possible in this? What do you think we're going to see? And do you think it's going to be the boys or the girls? I'm telling you, Tia is going to obliterate this. Obliterate it. I know people are choosing Colton, but what are your thoughts?
Is 5:30? Is that like the 2:15 version of this? That's where I would say is like max capacity 5:30. Like, because Chandler didn't make any mistakes that I saw, and then he just goes and walks off.
Oh yeah, that's impressive too, right?
He just like killed that. See y'all later.
So you got 5:30, and who do you got to win this?
I mean, I would pick somebody like Colton for sure. Austin Hatfield, good pick.
I think it's going to be an outlier. I think it's going to be someone that maybe but it's going to be like a perennial semifinalist that's maybe never broken through to the games.
Tetlow
wins this.
Wow. So you think this is kind of tantamount to the 7 minutes of burpee, that we could just see some random dude in Russia just obliterate this?
It's always a dude in Russia, isn't it?
Yeah.
Jake Berman's going to destroy this workout.
Oh, that's a good pick.
Jake Berman's a good pick.
And what about Uldis Upanix and Henry Hapalainen? Those are
two very different people.
which I get them confused. That's why.
Hapalainen's like 6 foot. I think.
Okay. Then Uldis is a little fire
guy.
plug, right? Yeah.
Yeah. He's thick, but he's short.
I agree with JR. I think it'll be an outlier. I almost think it'll be an outlier on the women's side more than the men's side, but it's hard not to say that Colton or Tetlow is going to have the high score just from people that we know of names. But I kind of agree with JR. I'm going to say the fastest score, though, is 5:33.
JR, what do you think the fastest time is? Did you say?
No, I didn't say, but yeah, I'll say 5:34 just because.
And Trace has a good one. Marissa Flowers, if she does it. She's got the Fran world record. She's very tiny.
What was her Fran time?
153.
Yeah.
Are the
145? 145.
Are the weights comparable? Is 35 a comparable weight for women?
Typically, no. I don't think so, especially when you're using 2 of them. So if you're doing
devil's press.
If you're doing squat, if you're doing devil press, if you're doing dumbbell step over, especially when you give them a lighter weight and a shorter box, like stuff like that, you typically dumbbell thrusters. Let's just say you had to do like 100
Those
of
are
them per
2
time.
thrusters in your hand at the same time. Now we've
For a single arm movement, I think it's comparable. Yeah.
okay.
What's comparable on this workout? Like if you were to program this for the women and change that weight, would you do 40 or?
He just said 35 was comparable for
I'd
single arm.
probably
on
I'd
this.
probably leave it alone. I think
Okay.
I think the announcement of them going male, female in order was pretty cool to see. As far as like I would have said, I think the winning time is a female, and then I would have said maybe the second female still beats the other 2 guys. So it was cool to see that it was more so fitness
Staggered.
prevailing and not just the loading or the range of motion.
I think someone in our thread was saying that Ellie Turner was going to destroy this.
Patrick Clark said that.
Oh, was it Patrick Clark? Okay. Do you guys think the top time in the world is a woman's time or a man's time, John? At the end on Monday.
I don't know.
I say male just because when you're getting that fast, it's almost coming down to who has the most plyometric burpee.
Mhm.
And typically you're not going to see that explosiveness coming from a female versus
I agree, but it just takes one female that's able to do it. That
It's jacked. Yeah.
Mhm.
I say
Tyler?
we see one. I think we're going to see one athlete go sub 530.
Do you know who? Do you have one in mind?
No, but I think it's possible.
I will say though, all the top times we've been hearing, like Chandler's time, Adler's time.
We just saw
Noah's
time. Too. Yeah, 5:51.
That's all guys.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no 5. Like I'm not hearing any 550s from girls right now. Like that's just 2 hours after the open, but it's just right from the beginning, it's all guys. So I think JR might be onto something. I'm gonna say Colton gets 5:33, and that's the top time.
Jonathan Ortega, Tia hits 5:32. Tia's burpees are absolutely brilliant. They are
like water, right?
Thank you, JR. That like water. Clip that like water, like Bruce Lee would say, like water.
You've said that a time or two.
Like water. Extra sloppy. I did 18.0 in 4 minutes. So if someone doubles it and does it in 5:30, I'm gonna shit. Taylor Self versus the world tomorrow night. John, people, what are your thoughts when you see those 2 athletes and then you see this workout? Who do you put your money on? You got $1,000. Who do you put your money on?
I think Taylor is just as good a shot at for any workout. That like this is a good workout for to come out for Taylor. I just can't bet against Dallin.
I understand.
I'm gonna say Dallin wins the workout, but like I would not be surprised if Taylor won the workout. I'm honestly rooting for Taylor.
Dallin? Why can't you bet against Dallin? Just because he's like
because I bet against him before, and Dallin's one of those guys. It's like he's a little bit like Alex Kazan for me. Like I was low on Dallin when everybody was high on Dallin. I'm like, y'all need to calm down. He's not all that. We'll see what happens. And then he was all that. Him and Alex Alexander are the only 2 people that like I was just straight up wrong. And like I tend to like overly like bet for those people whenever like they've proven me wrong. So it's hard for I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to bet against Dallin, but it would not surprise me if Taylor did win, but I'm not going to bet against Dallin. I'm going to go ahead and I will bet my money on
Dallin. JR, when you see the workout, you got $1,000. Who are you going to put it on?
I like this. This is like asking a coach if somebody's going to beat his athlete.
No, I think if there's any workout to come out, this would be the one I would struggle with the most because I don't think you're 5th at the games for a mistake. And I think that regardless if you want to talk about who can go the deepest in the pain cave or who just has a better tank, I mean, there isn't a workout. They're almost the exact same height. Like everything is very, very balanced. I'll just give it to him because it's home field advantage, and I'll say Taylor.
Okay, Tyler. Before you go, I want to show you guys something. For anyone who's fucking forgotten, this is the 2023 CrossFit Games leaderboard closed. Jeffrey Adler wins the games. Patrick with 953 points. Then second place is Patrick Vellner with 837. Then Roman Krennikov. Then Brent Fikowski. Then Dallin Pepper. He has a 25th, a 5th, an 8th, a 7th. Oh, sorry. Let me start over. He has an 8th, a 13th, a 17th, a 4th, a 29th, an 18th, a 25th, a 5th, an 8th, a 7th, a 5th, and a 1st. This guy in the Echo Thruster finale gets a 1st.
Yeah, I told Jason I don't care about heats and people not knowing times, but until proven otherwise, Dallin is the king of the Echo Bike.
Until somebody beats him,
He's
you
won the
can't say
last.
he's not.
He's won the last 2.
In Heat 1. He even won
games in
the
it
rogue
rogue.
one in the first heat.
Man, Taylor has his hands full. Tyler, what do you think? You got $1,000. Who do you bet on? We got it split right now. JR is giving it to Taylor with home field advantage.
Said it on Spin last night. I'll say it again. Hunter S. Thompson writes about having rage, and no one has rage like Taylor has rage, and he'll hurt himself to win. And I think he'll go deeper than Dallin on this. I'm not betting it. I think it's a bad idea to bet against Jason on this.
So 2 for Taylor.
Taylor.
And 1 for Dallin. I can't. I'm like John. I can't vote against Dallin either. I think we're very close to seeing Dallin win the CrossFit Games. And I want to say this: when we were watching them on the screen together, and we were talking about the workout, Dallin seems completely unfazed, like a stone cold killer. I used to think he's just a sweet little boy. Now today, I feel like I saw a stone cold killer, saving every bit of energy, just chilling, and then tomorrow it's going to be like,
he's turning into one of the better trash talkers out there too.
I know, it's crazy. Right?
Yeah, I can't wait to get there tomorrow and ask them what they've done so far that day, because I know they're going to train.
Oh, beforehand, they will.
For sure. Yeah, Taylor's going to be way too antsy to wait until 8 p.m. to work out. He's definitely going to train in the morning, and I'm sure Dallin will too. I mean, they're like probably starting to ramp up a little bit, getting ready for quarters. So I'm sure that they'll be in there working out, and I'm curious to know how much they do and how much they say, "What are you doing?" Okay, well, I'm not doing as much as you then. Like, if there's any of that back and forth.
Tomorrow, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on the Sevan podcast, where you're watching now, Taylor Self versus the World, brought to you by Born Primitive. Get the Savage ones now. I'm not just saying this. You will not be disappointed. If you need shoes, get them now while they're 20% off. And these shoes don't last long either, by the way. They do them in pretty small runs, so get them now. And someone soon is going to post down there that they're out of shoes. And then, of course, capeptides.com. Just in case you were thinking about doing peptides. Maybe you should wait till the open's over. Use code word Sevan. I know this is just a friendly game tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Do you think, JR, that either of them are starting to feel the stress of it? There's going to be I'm guessing thousands of people watching this. The shows are way bigger than already. I already think the shows are way bigger than I expected. Do you think they're going to be freaking out?
No, I think they're excited about it. I think
even Taylor, this is the first time he's been on the stage like this.
That's what I'm saying. I think at the end of the day, Taylor's still a performer, and he's still someone that wants to perform in front of people. And I think he knows that that's only going to bring the best out of him. I think he felt it some doing the Wadapalooza workouts. I think he felt it on the stage at Wadapalooza doing Shut Up and Scribble live. Like, I think he's got that showmanship in him, and I think he's looking forward to it. And I think Dallin is too.
John, what about the adrenaline rush that Taylor's going to get that Dallin knows how to handle and regulate probably, and Taylor's going to experience it, I don't want to say for the first time, but in a way that maybe he hasn't experienced before. You think that's going to play a factor?
I'll be interested to see how fast they do the first 21 burpees. That's what I'm excited to see. Literally, the first 21 burpees is what I'm excited to see.
For me, it will be the first round of 15. I think what people underestimate when they watch Jeff is most people will slow down because they have to. Most people will not be able to speed up because they get to. And Jeff was able to start increasing his pace as the workout went that by the end, he was not stepping up his burpee. He was jumping them up. He had a kick to finish. Most people slow down because they have to and not because they want to.
I think this is a very, very hard workout to execute properly.
Yep.
Like within your fitness capabilities to speed up throughout the workout. And like, I didn't watch Chandler's video, and obviously Chandler's video is obviously great because he had 549. But like, Jeff's the only person I've seen the full workout where he executed to like properly. And I don't think we'll see that very much.
And at the highest level, there's going to be a lot of people, and I'd be interested to hear like Dallin, Jason, people like Chandler, Pat, say, hey, you're going to get to the same result regardless if you bury yourself in the first 2 minutes and then you're just kind of like dealing with the pain and the consequences and you slow down until the finish, or if you kind of slow play it and start out not as hot and then bury yourself on the back half. Like, because there's going to be people who are like, hey, I probably get what I get regardless of the strategy that I use within 5 seconds. So I'm just going to make my bed and sleep in it.
5'5", 170 pounds. This is a large. I look beautiful in it. Makes my titties look good. You can see my lats from the back, and it doesn't hang on my what are those called? Love handles.
Those shirts that you sent us, I've never bought anything from Born Primitive as far as shirts go. They're all dope.
Nice. Yeah,
they're all dope.
It's nice. Usually I wear a jacket all day, even if it's 200 degrees outside, to hide my fat ass. But I look like a fucking stud in this. Tyler, the math guy, what will be the slowest time we see from someone who makes it to the CrossFit Games?
What is Bronislaw Linkowitz's time in this workout?
He did it. He did it already. I think he did it.
Spin sent it, I think.
How about 6:22?
I think we'll see someone in the 8 minutes.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think we see anybody in the 7.
That's what I was going to guess too.
I think
I would say high sixes. I would say high sixes, like 6:49, 6:51.
I agree.
If you're not game in the open and you don't care, you're not going to win, and you're just like, I'm training and I don't really want to go hard on this piece, put it.
They're not going to do that. It's not, and they're not like, they could go 80% and still get sub 7. The difference between 80% and 100% is 20 seconds of your ability.
How come I don't see Bronislaw's time in our notes? Someone did send it. Maybe Barbell Spin posted it already.
6:22.
Okay, 6:22 for Bronislaw. Why did you choose him? Did you ask that, John?
A collusion.
Did I ask that? You're the one who asked it.
No. Someone said when I asked the question, someone said, "What's Bronislaw's time?"
Oh, that was me. Yeah.
And here's the thing. Going back,
that
to
ain't slow.
And what JR is saying, that guy is going to have crazy. That guy probably has crazy rebound off the bottom. Like, I mean, he probably has insane pushing power.
But this is a cardio engine burner, and he has shown that he's not great at those things. That's just why I said he might not be the slowest one, but he will be one of the slower ones. And that's not slow. I mean, that's faster than Vikowski.
Yes, look at Johnny already. I'm telling you guys, size 10.5 sold out.
Yo, Will Leahy is a dark horse. I don't think people are talking about. Like, that guy is bouncy. You know, talking about a bouncy guy who's just fast twitch. I bet his time is surprising.
750. Hey, do any of the athletes? So what did we end up coming with? What do you think the slowest time is going to be? I agree with Tyler. I think we're looking at 8 minutes.
I agree with JR. I say 650.
So sub seven by if you want to make it to the games, you better put you're even if you're dragging ass, you're still going to do sub 8.
Yeah, slowest games qualifier, I think, will just be a sub 7.
Yeah, I agree.
Patrick Lang, what's the panel going to get? Sevi, you sub 10. I'm just hoping to get through the 21s. To be honest, I'm setting the bar really low for myself. Mr. Young, thoughts on what you're going to get? Will you make the time cap?
Yes, I'll make the time cap. I think I'll be in the 9s.
Barely.
I'm gonna pace the 21s to about 2 minutes a round, if not maybe a little bit slower than that, but I'm gonna try to make it 2 minutes a round, and then I'm gonna burn the house down on the second 15. I think the second 15 is where everybody's the slowest at that fitness level, like not the elites, but like, a step down from semifinals, and I'm gonna just pace it through the first 15 and then turn it up on the second 15 and then just let it ride. And I think I'll be sub 10 is what I'm shooting for.
Damn. JR?
Sub 10.
Yeah. Tyler?
I want to push as close to 8:30 as I can get.
No shit. When John said talks about pacing it, or is anyone else pacing it? Was Adler pacing it, or for those guys it's just go?
Adler was pacing it.
He was pacing it like the way
I
you
was
were.
really
like, okay,
impressed.
Pacing it, but he said, you know, post workout, he thought that's about as fast as he could go.
Yeah,
I bet
you have to restrain yourself. What I found playing with it today was it was really hard to kind of slow yourself down on that burpee. It's a fast like turnover time, whereas a bar facing burpee, there's a little bit more. You can build in more of a slow pace, but with that burpee you can't. And I was really impressed, like at his cadence.
At Adler's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was nuts. Do you think if we went back and looked at all their final burpees, it would be the fastest set of burpees they did?
Yes.
The 9.
The last set of 9.
Faster.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The last set of 9
okay.
burpees. You think that was the fastest for all of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. They're all pros, man. They're all professionals. They're not going to underpace the workout like other people will.
No, when Alexis Raptis is like, go harder than you think, I'm like, girl, you're not talking to people like you. Like,
that's scary too.
So when you hear that, do you think that meant she had something left in the tank at the end?
Maybe a little.
What in that regards, Dallin versus Taylor tomorrow night at 5 p.m. Do you think that Dallin has more experience pacing, and that's going to be an advantage to him also?
I don't think so.
If Taylor just wants to win, let's say, do you think he paces off of Dallin, knowing that maybe he can cycle the final burpees faster?
I think they're both smart enough to run their own race. That's something he has to be considering. Like, what if I just tail Dallin until I'm ready to strike? But there's not enough. I think
you're playing Dallin's fire if you do that.
Yeah. Because Dallin could be working the same thing against him. I'll just stay right out ahead of him until I'm ready to go, and then I'll take off. So it's run your own race.
Yeah, what's really interesting, even I think at the elite level with some of these guys is, let's just say they always step up their burpee. Always. It doesn't matter. They're going to probably at some point either think or ask someone, you think I should jump them up? Like, no, man. Like, you need to do what you always do. And I think that's what some people will start to do. They'll start to think like, is a different strategy going to get me a better time? Because that's what you do. You do whatever you can to go a little bit faster. But I would tell most people, hey, like, you have no business jumping up your burpee unless that's how you always do them. And if you step them up, that's what you need to do. Period.
Wait a second. How many people, what percentage, just random, what percentage of CrossFitters do you think step up their burpee like in an affiliate?
90.
No shit.
Unless they like go to a knee or 2 knees and then stand up that way.
Wow. Fuck. I'm clueless.
I take that back. I would say 80 because I think 10% still they jump their feet really wide outside and then they take like a 1-2 gather step.
I think more people do that than you think. I would say like 50 people 50% step up, 30% do that, and 20%
you get the full stand if you
slow crawl.
If you do the double, you get the full stand, and they use that to break. That's
that's what I was doing when I was running my little test. My gosh, I do the double jump up.
Always did that. The wide step and then the 1-2 jump. Every single workout he's ever done.
Khalipa?
Jacob Hepner.
Oh.
Jacob Hepner does all of his burpees like that. He did his burpees on the burpee box jump overs like that when he did the Wadapalooza workout for an hour. But when he broke the workout. And like every single time he's ever done burpees, that's how he does them. And he always has top scores, right? I mean, he's freaking capacity king.
Huge anus. John Young's been smoking the devil's lettuce. That's marijuana. Code for marijuana. No one bets on Dallin.
That's incorrect. I have him winning my bracket.
But you're betting on Taylor.
Look, there's my mom.
Taylor's not in the bracket.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Cool.
There's my mom showing the snatch.
What's it feel like?
Well, I didn't really like the way I worded that. Let me rephrase that. There's my mom demoing the workout. I mean, my mom's a beast. My mom's 80. I don't know what she is. But she got an 8 in the front, and she's a beast. Every time I leave the house, wherever I'm going, I call her and ask her, "Hey, you want to come with me?" And she only says yes 1 out of 10. But
John Tyler, what are your thoughts on stepping over the dumbbell is not allowed, but a hop or like a skip is allowed? So anything other than just stepping over. So you can do that little like balance on the left foot and then just hop.
Yeah,
Right.
I like it. I like it because it makes it more accessible to everybody, because a lot of people got a hard time jumping. It's just
or afraid that they're gonna like roll their ankle.
Yeah, but you see it on bar facing all the time. Yeah. But
I'm pretty sure I'm right in this, that the standard is both feet have to be off the ground at a point, right?
We can pull them up. Sevan just had them.
You just can't step over. Like that's the
right.
Essentially,
and
that's the rule.
That rule is so simple, and it's like there's no good way to write a burpee in some ways like this, and it's like that's the easiest thing. I really like that. As far as if we're programming it. Now, you say like, what are our thoughts on it? It's like thoughts in what context? As an elite athlete, as a somebody who's 60.
I think the fastest people are all going to take off of 2 feet anyway.
Yeah, I would just say get over the dumbbell however you want.
Hey, why doesn't Brent step up? If stepping up is the smart thing and he's the smart guy, why didn't Brent step up?
Well,
because he's old school.
He's old school. 6'2", and stepping up for him slower than stepping up for Adler.
Yeah, I was going to say he probably knows that it's just a little bit faster if he just deals with that discomfort of whatever, hip flexors, midline, whatever, and just jumps him up, or else it's going to make him 12 seconds slower in the workout. Like he would know something like that.
I want to go to Colton Mertens' Instagram account tomorrow. Next week, Colton Mertens will be facing the champ, Justin Medeiros, 2-time champ, at Justin's gym. It appears there's been a transitioning in Colton's life. He made a post that says, "Love you, Mom." And the text messages are pouring in that his mom passed away. So please go over and say some kind words to Colton. Let him know if you love him, how much you love him, how much we care about him. He's given so much to us on this podcast. I can't even imagine what he's going through. And the guy's just a straight warrior. His dad's been on the show. Just a great dude. The podcast loves rallying behind him because he gives it his all. We love on the guy. So go over there, say hi, what's up, send him some love. I'm very curious how this is going to affect next week. Colton is also involved in the Taylor versus the World in week 3. It'll be very interesting to see how this plays out. It's intense. Beautiful mom. Sorry, buddy. Love you, dude. Also,
he'll only use it he'll only use it to help himself. He won't use it as a crutch.
Have any of you guys ever had tragedy in your life at a point when you couldn't, when there's so much on the line? He's brought his whole life to these moments of trying to win the CrossFit Games, and then this happens, and he's right in the middle of his focus. Have any of you guys had anything like that?
No.
You have, Tyler?
Yeah.
And what would you have any advice for him or any thoughts, or how did you handle it? You pushed through?
Male in my family died, and things got bad for a minute, but I was raised by all males. And I just looked around, and everybody else was continuing to help and continuing to go and continuing to work, even though they didn't want to. And he'll do the same thing.
All right. Thank you. Okay. Also in the news, I want to bring up Emma Carey one more time. Hopefully we get Emma Carey back. She's one of the was on track to be one of the greatest to ever do it. I think everyone knows she was part of that new generation. I throw her in there with the Emma Lawsons and the Mal O'Briens. She showed some incredible promise. If you could go back just one card, there's a quote from the Bible. Was it John 2:15-17? Did I say that right, Mr. Young? And I'll just one of the lines in here is, and the world is passing away along with its desires, but whoever does the will of God abides forever. And then if you go to the next slide, she basically explains, stepping away this season isn't because I don't love CrossFit. It's because CrossFit is no longer the ultimate desire of my heart. This isn't the end of competitive CrossFit for me. It's the beginning of truly following Christ and responding to his calls of follow me. For all my life, my desires have been far too weak to see Christ as the ultimate satisfaction. But by the free gift of grace, I can truly say, though I was blind, now I see. So, you want to comment on this, Mr. Young? Give any thoughts on what's going on with Emma Carey?
Yeah, I'm a little. The comments on her on that post are really upsetting. It's not. This is not burnout. Like I don't think people like this is not the same thing as Mal O'Brien or Haley Adams. It's different entirely. And I know like people like to call Emma Carey like she's the religious girl, but like when you're a Christian, like you strive to make God the forefront of your life. And like if you and like that's the reason why Rich got his Galatians tattoo. It's if you wake up in the morning and all you think is CrossFit, and then you think about training, and then you go to sleep, and then you think about CrossFit, then God is not the forefront of your life. And I think that's what had happened with Emma. And then she decided to take the year off to refocus her desires. And I think people don't understand, like, it's not like you're being selfish with some of these comments, because like God does not care how good you are at CrossFit. He doesn't care how successful you are as a businessman. He doesn't care about anything that the world cares about. Nothing. And every Christian, every true Christian, like, knows that. And CrossFit is not what Emma Carey is. She doesn't identify as CrossFit. She identifies as a Christian. And like, I give all the power to her. It's a good, I honestly could take a lesson from Emma Carey, because I don't think I do a very good job at this myself. Like, I think CrossFit runs my life sometimes, and it's not God. And that's who should be running my life, who I should be thinking about. God's after my heart. He's not after anything else. And if you're not Christian, that's fine. But like, don't comment about things like you don't understand what she's trying to say. So just don't comment. Like, I think I don't know. I'm sure I'm a little bit biased, or a little bit like it tears me up a little bit, because I'm also Christian. But like, I just feel like, people are ugly, and it's way different than what Mal O'Brien or Haley Adams is their situation.
But by doing that, you're not diminishing their situation. It's just
I'm not.
theirs. No, you're not saying one is better or worse.
It's not the same thing. So when people think it's the same thing, and they're like, oh, saying like she just quit, it's not that. She's refocusing what she needs to focus on, and for her. And it's upsetting that people can't respect that. And I know everybody's not like that, but like, the people who aren't, like, I wish you guys would just try to see it through her eyes. And she does not abide by what you abide by. Like, she thought she was idolizing something other than God. And I give all the props to her. Like, JR said it really well this morning. And I gave all the props to her for stepping back. And I hate it. I hate the overwhelming positivity when people give, man, she's so mature. It's not what I'm talking about at all. Okay. I'm not Sean Woodland saying I wish I was as mature as Emma Carey. That's not what I'm saying. I wish people would respect her, even though you don't abide by what she's trying to abide by. That's it.
Fair enough. And I'd like to say this as a non-Christian Christian, and someone who does not believe in God. Those people out there who are saying cult or another brainwashed person, I'd really like to know what you filled in your heart or in your place of your focus that is your God. Have you made CNN your God? Have you made Fox News your God? What have you done? Because I agree with John completely. It's completely it's gross, it's ugly, and it's cowardice to attack her without telling us who you take orders from. Do you take orders from McDonald's and the NFL and Pfizer? Who do you take your rule from? Because clearly this lady's taken her rule from a book that's helped her in her life. And so I'd like to just throw that on the pile too. Yeah.
I apologize for ranting. I didn't really.
Dude, that's not a rant.
A big rant. It just.
That's not a rant at all.
Me. Bothered me a lot.
No, I love it. This is the absolute place for it. Okay. There was a moment. Ready, Caleb? I haven't told you. There was a moment in today's show. It will be at you guys don't see this coming. Shit, where is it? You guys have no idea this is coming. I think it's in today's show. Take me to I dropped my pen. 31 minutes and like 10 seconds. It's like two people under my desk. Sorry, it's fighting over my pen I dropped. Take me to today's show, Caleb, around 31. Since we're doing a social commentary and religion here.
Somebody said Preachy John Young. So there's the next character in the threads can be Brother John Young.
Brother Young.
Young.
Check out around 3103, I think it is. I pulled it up. I must have lost it. Maybe when I went to Colton Mertens, I lost the damn. Maybe when I went to the games page. Son of a bitch. Oh, okay. Check 3034. Check 3034 and go ahead and hit play on this in 7-second little intervals. Listen to this right here.
Not standing it up, resetting and going to the jerk. This is a light enough weight that it's just easier to go right from that squat to overhead.
More than halfway through, so take a look at Brent Fikowski, who's coming off a great...
What's the time code there? What's the time code there, buddy? Did I say 3034, Caleb? Sorry.
That was 3047.
Okay, check. Keep going. Go 10 seconds ahead. I think it's 3103 actually.
Jeff Adler.
There it is.
It's a little thicker
there it
than
is.
we've seen him, right?
We saw him.
Rewind that, please.
Oh,
rewind that now.
Yeah. Coming into
you know where I'm going.
2024.
And how about Jeff Adler? He looks a little thicker than we've seen him, right?
We saw him yesterday, and that was the first thing I noticed. And we talked to his coach and partner, Carolyn Lambre, and we asked him, like, is he bigger? And she said, yeah, he's a little chunky. So I wouldn't call that chunky. That guy is
if that's chunky, I'm in trouble, right?
Now listen, kudos to the Lone Ranger and Andy Sakamoto. This is a sport, an individual sport, where everything comes down to how your body operates. If you do not want people talking about your body, this is not your sport. Move to the Middle East, throw the fucking burqa on and do your thing there. This is perfectly okay. Now listen, when I go to the beach with my friends and I take my shirt off and the girl says to me, this just happened, not too long ago, and the girl says, "Oh, you got a dad bod." I'm not telling you that shit doesn't hurt and make me want to drink 3 more beers, but it's my fucking responsibility.
This is what this whole segment was. Is he wanted to talk about this moment on the beach?
Yeah. I got issues, but they're mine. They're mine. I'm not blaming anyone for them. I appreciate the girl even giving me attention and mentioning it. But
yeah,
but
I saw you throw that frisbee earlier, and just got my attention.
Yeah,
at least you're noticing.
Yeah, one girl's like, "But you have nice shoulders." But how about fuck? Listen,
that's enough.
Listen, it's perfectly okay. But just remember that moment. Chunky Adler. No, but to me, Adler looks like a goddamn action figure. But,
I
just remember
really
this: no boys. The leading group of boys have anorexia, boys have body dysmorphia, boys got all that shit too. We got all that shit, girls. But and girls have all that, and dogs don't have it. But at the end of the day, remember it's you. Annie and the Lone Ranger did nothing wrong here. We're watching someone. We had a guy on here just yesterday. Who was it? Who said we had James Townsend on this morning. Walks around at 206, wants to get down to 195 for the Masters Nationals. The weight is an issue of this sport. It's okay. Own your shit.
Yeah, I'm a little heavy right now. I don't like it.
Fat boy.
That's what they
Okay.
call me at the gym.
I saw you with your shirt off in our thread. Don't tell me about you putting on weight. You got a fucking 18 pack. You got muscles down. Your penis hides in your stomach muscles. Okay. Tomorrow at 5 p.m., the Born Primitive Open 24.1, 5 p.m. on the Sevan podcast. CA Peptides, Born Primitive have been extremely generous in getting us Dallin, Colton, and Jason Hopper down there. So let's go through a couple quick things real quick. The mushroom clue. I tell you, the clues are horrible. They mean nothing to me. I guess it's just something to rally behind. But does anyone think, oh, that was a great clue? Let's rate the clue. I think the clue is a 2
Out of 10.
out of 50. No, I give it a 2 out of 10 just because I like the photo, and I'm surprised Dave I like the photo. That's it.
For the same reasons, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10.
Wow. Okay. Holy shit.
I'll think about this much. This is the iconic mushroom in my brain now. It has replaced all other mushrooms.
Branstetter said it looks like the head of his penis when it got smashed between 245 plates. True story. J.R. Howell, what do you give the clue?
I don't know. I think because he said he thought the clue was going to be too obvious, and then it ends up being this explanation is just like very on par with Dave. So I don't know. I would just give it a 5 out of 10 because all of his clues I don't think they really mean anything.
Right. Thank you. John Young.
Yeah, I'm with JR. I hate the hints. I think they're the most
What do you
retarded
mean,
thing
JR?
about
That's
the Open.
me. I hate the hints.
Like I just think they're pointless. I think he walks around and sees something that looks weird, and then he takes a picture of it and then posts it.
You know him. Do the stories make sense in his head, or have you even ever asked him?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
I've talked to him about it, but I never I've told him I think they're dumb. That's it.
The next behind the scenes. You need to ask about the open hints. Like, let's get an inside look in his head.
Like, hey, dude, you don't need any help programming. You need help with the clues.
You're really bad at this.
You should tell him to let you do the clues and be like go to Sevan's Instagram to see the clues.
He ain't letting me do nothing. Okay, here, Pedro Tia Claire Toomey was on Coffee Pods and Wads today. She didn't know the open announcement was going down. I found, and let's tie that in with Emma Carey and the other people. I found that awesome. She's the champ, man, and she didn't even know. And I think that's healthy in the same way that Dave, if you asked Dave who the top 5 finishers at the games were, he wouldn't know, and then you named him, he couldn't tell you what some of those guys look like.
I was thinking about that on our game show the other day with Chase. I was like, I wonder how many of these Dave could get right.
It's probably good that he doesn't.
Yeah,
I think it's good that he's like that.
This Tia is so positive and fun in this interview. I'm only an hour through it. I listened to it at 1.5 time, but you actually see her watch the open announcement with Pedro. She's like, no shit, this is going on. Thoughts, JR, on her not being aware of that? Yeah, healthy thing. Like it's not her whole life.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I think she's not stressing out about it at all.
She says some shit in there that's scary.
Like
if you're one of her competitors, at one point she says in there, I'll play it in the news after this show, but she says, I've tapped into something that I've never tapped into before. I feel like I could do this forever. I was like, ooh, damn.
Please don't.
All right. Oh, tomorrow. I think tomorrow's March 1st. Is tomorrow March 1st?
Yes.
Tomorrow Rogue is streaming some stuff too. I don't know the schedule, but they will be doing the strongman competition and apparently a strong woman competition at the Arnold Classic. They have some great trailers on their account. So if you want to sit around the TV tomorrow or your computer and watch stuff, you're gonna have a full day full of stuff. Any stones unturned, gentlemen, that you'd like to talk about?
Saturday.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Saturday evening, tentatively 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That late?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. We will be and that brings up a point. We should talk about this guy.
Is that because it's in Australia?
Yes.
Okay.
Underdogs Athletics will be providing us content, and that content will be of their athletes doing the open workouts, and we will be here critiquing them, talking about them, reviewing them, and just having a blast. That will be in conjunction with the Heat One app. and Underdogs Athletics. That's Kotler's crew, including Gazan, Ricky Garrard, Caitlin.
Zane,
Grace
Grace.
Walton, Caitlin
Grace
Mansfield,
Walton.
and Ricky.
Okay, I'll learn all this. Ricky Garrard, this workout. That's a big man.
It's a good one for Rick.
Good at burpees.
Mm-hmm.
He's good at a lot of stuff, guys. Like,
Yeah, but this is
he's a pretty fit guy.
Top 50 in the world in this workout.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
as far as barn burners go, where you just burn it to the ground. It's like we always see that with the machine, and sometimes he gets hurt on those a little bit. But with this one, that's not the case. And I think he's going to.
Who does better at this workout, Medeiros, the 2-time champ, or Ricky Mack?
Ricky.
I would say Ricky, but I bet it's closer than you think.
Hey, this is going to be a good test. This is going to be a good test for us to pass judgment on Mr. Medeiros, I think.
I don't
Just
think we
as
can
far
pass
as
judgment
will?
on anything.
Brother
until-
John and I will make judgments. We will not pass them. Correct, John?
Big Rev.
On that note, love you guys. Don't forget tomorrow, the Born Primitive CrossFit Open will be at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thank you, CA Peptides. It's also the CA Peptides one. I mean, I apologize to CA Peptides. You've been a great supporter the whole time. Use the code word BP Open. You should really, they are great shoes, and you will not be disappointed. I'm not just saying that. I wear them religiously. The tongue stays in place. They're beastly. Scott, Pastor John, as Fondal says, thank you. J.R. Howell, thank you. And Tyler Watkins, thank you. Caleb, you the man. See you guys tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. for